Right, Carl Munson here for the Pure Portugal podcast and the Good Morning Portugal radio show. I've got David Casey with me from Numundo. Hi, David.
Hi, how are you?
I was just saying I'm delighted and optimistic and inspired by these 2 days at Anarca Portugal. It's been amazing, but it's been quite an overwhelming experience as well.
Yeah, a lot of information.
Yeah, but enough about me. But part of the excitement and inspiration was hearing about you and Numundo, which I think is probably best explained by you, right?
Yeah. Well, thank you. So, Numundo is a global network of spaces. You can think of it like an Airbnb for a particular kind of space where I'll categorize them as intentional communities, eco-villages, retreat centers, organic farms, usually places outside of cities where you can go and learn about different ways of living, work on yourself, personal development, a lot of yoga, meditation, plant medicine ceremonies, tantra, as well as learning about what are the techniques that we can use to live off the grid, sustain ourselves as individuals and communities. So we focus a lot on permaculture, organic farming, renewable energy, natural building, bioconstruction, and other kind of circular economy techniques for creating what I think is the decentralized future, or the future that looks like us owning and controlling the means of production and material resources that we depend on.
That's amazing, and it will be of so much interest, I think, to so many people who are moving to Portugal right now. What have you been here before, to Portugal?
Yes, I was here 2 years ago for a Boom Festival, and I visited one of the most interesting places that I've ever been to. It's called Tamera. They actually just gave a workshop here, I think it's the most interesting example that I've seen in our network of a place really embodying all of these values of self-sufficiency and really challenging the dominant structures of society on so many levels beyond just self-sufficiency, education, child raising, so many things that really blew my mind. So there's quite a few interesting communities in Portugal.
So what is it about this country then, do you think?
That's a great question. So I think I've spent a lot of time in Costa Rica, and I see this place in some ways as another kind of up-and-coming version of that, where people come. I think there's a lot of reasons. One is the Portuguese people. They remind me of like Latin culture.
Yeah.
More free, more relaxed, affordable.
Sorry, we're just laughing because a man in a banana outfit, Bruno Levy, who organised this amazing event along with his colleagues and team here, but he just walked past us dressed as a banana. So sorry, David.
Yeah, no
that
problem.
That kind of broke our stride a little bit.
No problem. So that's one of the things is the culture, relaxed, tolerant, friendly.
Dressed like bananas.
Oftentimes, affordable costs of living, a really ripe environment for international alternative culture. So we're seeing the festival community I mentioned, the psychedelic festival community is pretty big here. The eco-village and off-grid movement, we're seeing more and more communities, international communities of people all around the world start here, and there may be some laws in Portugal that are different. I'm not super aware of the legal intricacies, but sure. I know there are some things unique about here, and I think even the blockchain community, I'm noticing a lot of friends from the blockchain community are doing their company retreats here. We're actually doing one here in Portugal next month. So
say more about that.
Yeah, so we're meeting our team from around the world. We're a group of digital nomads. We're convening in a location. I believe it's entirely off-grid. I haven't been there yet. It's called the Perma Lab, and it's a space for digital nomads and change makers to live and co-work and create.
How amazing! So I mean, there's just something about Portugal right now, it would seem.
Definitely.
And you're doing something which seems like so holistic, in as much as the off-grid, the permaculture, sustainability is kind of an outer activity, a physical activity, but equally important to you, it would seem, is the inner work, right? And your opportunities are really about bringing those two things together, it would seem. Would I be right?
Yeah, I'm noticing more and more in our network there's a convergence between the spaces that are focused on permaculture education and renewable energy, et cetera, focusing more and more on personal development, and the spaces that are kind of outwardly promoting their yoga offerings or meditation or whatever, getting more and more into permaculture and bioconstruction and off-grid living. And I think part of this is that everyone is kind of coming to the realization that it's the inner and the outer of the same thing, and you can't build, and this is just what the Tamara people were talking about actually, you can't build, we go in these cycles of revolution and rebellion, and one government replaces another, but then we get into the same problems, and really you can't create a new system on the outside unless we change ourselves on the inside. So I think a lot of people are coming to that realization.
Absolutely right on, and it's so lovely that certainly the feeling here at this conference is those two things are coming together, right? The two wings of the same bird.
Yeah.
It can't fly with one big wing and one little wing, can it? You know, so there's a complementary effect happening. If people want to get involved with what you're doing, I mean, people who have projects in Portugal, they can offer themselves as a node to Numundo?
Yeah, definitely. We are a fully kind of decentralized network of land spaces, and we're always looking for new projects to join. So you just register and apply on our website, and if you qualify for certain basic criteria, we accept you, and we'd love to meet you in person.
Oh, fantastic. You'd like to visit, right?
Yeah.
Another excuse to come back to Portugal.
Definitely.
So that website address then, please.
Numundo.org, so it's Numundo, Mundo, Spanish for world.
Fantastic.
.org.
So one very, very quick last question. Anarcha Portugal 2019, how would you like to see things move? I mean, people are talking about, 25 and 50-year timescales here. In a year's time, what would you like to see as a development from what you've heard from today in the last 2 days?
Yeah, I think it's still going, so right after it finishes, the organizers will confer with each other, get some feedback. I think something that we've been already integrating is to create more open spaces and horizontal spaces for collective intelligence to emerge, rather than having the more traditional conference format of the sage on the stage model.
Yeah, and in the world, in a year's time, what sort of changes would you like to see? I know we're all impatient.
In the world, I'd like to see more education spaces that are welcoming people in to learn about how to grow your own food, how to produce your own energy, how to harvest and filter your own water, and more awareness of the fact that this movement exists.
David Casey, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.